Welcome back to Moonotheism. On the last slide, we discussed Macoraba. Macoraba being not just a where, but a what, a place. Ptolemy spoke of it in terms of being a holy temple, an altar. This would be equivalent to what Mecca is today, but this was located in Yemen. So this was 720 kilometers south of Mecca. This is Mecca today. And if you take Ptolemy's original locations and you overlay them on a modern map, Macoraba would be here, but all of these villages end up in the ocean. Now understand that Ptolemy's map isn't symmetrically wrong. It's not that you can just take Mecca and then just move everything out smoothly. No, it's actually wrong asymmetrically. We'll get into that in a minute. This is what Macoraba looks like, or Al-Mahabisha, as we discovered it's called. Mahabisha means belonging to Habisha, Habisha being Ethiopia. So this is something that I would have to think about, but Habisha, Ethiopia, Mahabisha, belonging to Ethiopia. So was this at that time an Ethiopian Orthodox Christian temple, or was it a Sabaean temple to the moon god Sin, to the Babylonian moon god Sin, or more correctly apparently Shin? And of course the moon god Shin was known to the Yemenis as Makkah. You may have heard of Makkah before. There's Makkah somewhere in Arabia, I'm sure. Right. Also notice that if you look how lush and green, and I've showed the pictures before, this matches Petra for its suitability as the original potential origin for Mecca, being green and lush and so on. Ptolemy's map accuracy, 2nd century. So this is a variation of Ptolemy's 2nd century map. Europe is reasonably accurate, for the 2nd century. But notice that as you move south, you start to lose resolution. The map starts to become vastly inaccurate, as well as when you move east. So there's a distortion in the error. And this is why it's not just simply applying a little formula and everything works. No. The land masses are wrong. The distance is wrong. So yeah, there's a lot to be done here. That's why Dan Gibson had to go to such efforts to correctly apply Ptolemy's coordinates and correct them. As you can see, Italy, not exactly accurate. Arabia, not exactly accurate, but even then they knew this as Arabia Felix and Arabia Deserta. So Happy Arabia and Desert Arabia. This is a modern map of Italy compared to what we see here with a little broken leg. And this is modern Arabia compared to what we see here. Not entirely accurate. This is a very beautiful 1482 map, a 15th century map, and you can still see that the accuracy isn't exactly there. Improvements here, obviously, but still not quite there. A little closer view, you can see Italy getting better, but not quite 100%. And then, of course, Arabia Felix still there, but not quite there as well. Notice Mecca missing. Back to Saba, the Sabaeoi, the Sabaei, the Bible. The Sabaei, the Sabaeoi, Latin Sabaei, are a people in the ancient kingdom known from local inscriptions as Saba, also known as Sheba, Queen of Sheba, Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. This was situated in southwestern Yemen. Saba is attested in Assyrian sources, in the annals of Tiglath-Pileser III, to whom the Saba Aja paid homage with gifts in about 730 BC. Then in 715 BC, Sargon II mentions it in his annals, where the Sabaean Tamara is mentioned as bringing tribute. Then an inscription of Sennacherib, according to which in 685 BC, Karabelli sent gifts. This Karab term we will discuss again later, but that's always important, comes up a lot. Sennacherib, the moon god, Shin, has replaced the brothers. Sanherib, right? We'll get into this more in a moment, but Sennacherib is mentioned in the Bible, of course, as you know. But the name means the moon god, Shin, has replaced the brothers. The kingdom fell after civil war between several Yemenite dynasties claiming kingship, and they split into separate territories. The Himmerite kingdom arose as victors. Now they were traders. They are mentioned in Jeremiah and Ezekiel in the Bible. In Job 1:15, they are described as a rival nation of Israel due to their religious differences. The Muslims, as you know, have very strong religious differences. The Jews, Christians, and everybody else today. But they have a special place of hatred for the Jews. Now, Isaiah 45:14 describes them as a people of great physique. And in Job 1:12-15, we see that the Sabaeans are used by Satan to attack and enslave Job's family after killing their servants. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, The oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding beside them. And the Sabaeans fell upon them, and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and only I am escaped, alone to tell thee. So the Sabaeans are enemies of the Jews, enemies of the God Yahweh, of his people, and they are utilized by Satan. They are tools of Satan. So interesting that we have this idea going way back into the Bible, and the Sabaeans are supposedly the exact same religious group that modern Islam has taken its practices from, and these were Babylonian moon god worshippers, complete pagans. Now remember again, the Sabaeans are believed to be Muslims, this according to Muhammad Shukri al-Alusi, who compares the Islamic religion to that of the Sabaeans. In his writings, Muhammad compares the two beliefs, and they are similar in most practices. See the first episode for that. And don't forget, the Sabaeans were practitioners of many elements of the religion of Abraham. I've covered that already. Muslims reject Judaism as the religion of Abraham. They reject Christianity. And they said that the religion of Abraham is what he worshipped in the beginning. And before Abraham followed Yahwism, which is to follow the God Yahweh, he was a Sabaean. He was a worshipper of the moon god, Shin.